Chosen one, you have no idea what's about to happen. You truly don't. Everything you've gone through, every sleepless night, every unanswered question, every whisper you heard in the dark, telling you to hold on just a little longer, it was all leading to this. The world may see you as ordinary, but the universe doesn't. It has been preparing something for you that defies understanding, that breaks every pattern you thought your life would follow. You're not standing still right now. You're on the edge of something miraculous, and you don't even realize how close you are. This message found you for a reason. Nothing is random. The timing of this video, the feelings that rise in your chest as you listen, even the way your eyes linger longer on certain words. It's all part of the awakening. You've been waiting for a sign, and this is it. The signal you needed to unlock something ancient, something raw and infinite inside of you. Before we go any further, I want you to promise yourself that you will listen to this till the very end, because every word carries the energy that has been waiting to awaken in you. And if you're ready to amplify your wish, your truest, warmest desire, then take a deep breath, write it in the comments with the number 77, and know that as you do, you are activating a cosmic ripple through every unseen layer of this universe. You are not begging the universe for a favor. You are commanding it to listen to the voice of someone it chose long ago. Now, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let's dive deeper. Now, forget everything you've been told about limits. Let go of what people said you could and couldn't do. The time of being small is over. The illusions that kept you confined are beginning to crack, and with every second, the light within you grows more impossible to ignore. This isn't about what you've done before. This isn't even about who you were yesterday. This is about what you are becoming, and what you were always meant to be. What's about to happen to you is not a small twist of fate. It's a total spiritual upheaval, a recalibration of destiny. And if you think you're ready, I want you to know, you're still underestimating what's on the way. You have been guided by whispers, glimpses of something greater, sensations you couldn't quite name. That inner fire, it wasn't just hope, it was a seed of divine knowing, planted in your soul long before this life began. And now, that seed is erupting. Something has shifted in the unseen layers of time, and your name has been called forward. Not just to witness what's coming, but to shape it, to ride the wave that is now forming and become part of the force that changes everything. It's important that you understand this isn't just happening to you. It's happening because of you. Your alignment, your inner growth, your refusal to give up. These are the silent ingredients of a transformation that's been waiting for the final spark. And that spark, chosen one, is this moment. Every decision you make from this point forward carries more weight. Every word you speak echoes louder into the field. You're not invisible anymore. The universe has locked eyes with you, and it's not looking away. And yes, there will be moments of doubt. That's normal. You'll feel the pressure of an old identity begging you to shrink back into the known, into the safe, into the version of you that didn't scare people with your light. But that version is gone now. The fire you carry isn't going to burn quietly anymore. You weren't made to be safe. You were made to be sacred, to shake the fabric of reality by walking fully in your power. The things that once intimidated you will soon feel like echoes of a dream you no longer relate to. Because what's coming, what's about to unfold, will rewrite everything. There are hidden doors about to appear where before there were only walls. People you've never met will speak your name as if they always knew you. Signs will intensify. Dreams will carry meanings deeper than words can hold. And the things you once wished for will begin to chase you, not because you begged for them, but because you aligned with their frequency. Because you finally allowed yourself to remember who you are. Not just a person, not just a soul, but a chosen force. Let me tell you something the world doesn't often say out loud. The most powerful beings are the ones who break quietly before they rise loudly. The ones who hide their scars, not because they're ashamed, but because their pain has become a private contract between them and the divine. You've suffered. You've watched people overlook you, misunderstand you, even mock the path you chose. And still, you're here, still standing, still willing to believe there's something bigger meant for you. That's not weakness. That's courage in its rawest, rarest form. So when I say you have no idea what's about to happen, I'm not exaggerating. I mean you are walking straight into a divine setup. Everything is aligning behind the scenes. All the waiting, all the detours, all the moments that felt like loss. They were never punishment. They were preparation. Your tears have been seeds. Your heartbreak has been sacred training. The delay was divine choreography. And now the show is about to begin. You've been feeling something, haven't you? A tension in the air. A low hum of energy that seems to follow you wherever you go. It's not anxiety. It's not restlessness. It's the signal of something ancient waking up. It's destiny adjusting its gaze towards you. Your spirit has been catching glimpses of what's coming before your eyes even could. And that's why you've been uncomfortable lately. Not because you're lost, but because you're being aligned. You're being summoned, recalibrated, reactivated. This is the part no one tells you about. That before the magic, before the breakthrough, before the extraordinary, comes the discomfort, the inner friction, the strange quiet where nothing seems to be happening, but everything is shifting beneath the surface, the chaos before the calm. But that's not a bad sign. It's confirmation that transformation is close. It means your old frequency is breaking apart, and something new is preparing to rise from its ashes. Your timeline is about to fracture in the most miraculous way possible. What's coming next isn't just a blessing, it's a rebirth. A rebirth of the version of you that always existed behind the mask, behind the silence, behind the wounds. The real you, the sacred, infinite, unshakable version that no one could touch. Not the pain, not the betrayal, not the fear. And now that version is being called forward because the universe needs you to show up as your full self. No more playing small. No more delaying your becoming. Everything you thought was against you is about to reveal its secret purpose. The rejection that broke your spirit will make sense. The losses that crushed your heart will come full circle. The doors that slammed shut in your face weren't failures. They were protection. And now, that protection has served its purpose. The time of waiting is over. The time of questioning is behind you. Now comes the time of revelation. You may feel tired. That's okay. You've been fighting invisible battles that no one saw. You've been carrying light through storms. But listen carefully. Fatigue is not defeat. You're not breaking. You're being stretched. Because what you're about to carry next requires a stronger container. The blessings headed your way will demand more space, more strength, more vision. And the universe knows exactly how to prepare you for that. Every challenge was a divine blueprint for expansion. You've been asking, when will it finally happen for me? And the answer is now. Not because of luck, not because of chance, but because your frequency has reached a tipping point. You've become too powerful for the old to hold you anymore. The shell is cracking. The illusion is shattering. And what will emerge from the fragments is something so unstoppable, it will terrify your past. There are people who thought you were done. Situations that tried to bury you, but they forgot. You're not soil, you're a seed. And seeds don't die in the dark. They root, they deepen, they prepare for an eruption of life. You are the eruption. You are the wild bloom. You are the prophecy walking upright. So don't be surprised when things begin to move quickly, when synchronicities flood your days, when people you've never met start speaking words that feel like messages written just for you. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations, proof that the energy you've been building in silence is now echoing outward, drawing everything you need to you. Opportunities will begin to show up, not because you're forcing them, but because you've become a magnet. What once felt far away will feel close. What once seemed impossible will unfold effortlessly. And when it does, remember this: it's not a gift from outside of you. It's a reflection of what you've become. The world is catching up with who you already are. But hear this truth in your bones. What's coming isn't just a breakthrough for you. It's a shift for everyone connected to your energy. You're not rising alone. You're lifting timelines. You're unlocking healing that will echo across generations. You are the pivot point for an entire frequency of transformation. That's how powerful you are. That's how needed you are. So breathe, chosen one. Let the weight of your old self fall away. You don't need to carry it into the next chapter. Let go of the guilt. Release the doubt. Burn the narrative that said you weren't enough, because the universe has made its decision. You are ready. And what's about to happen will make your past look like the introduction to the real story. The story that starts now. You've come further than you realize. Most people don't survive the storms you've endured. They don't walk away from what you've walked through and still believe in something greater. But you do. Somehow, despite the heartbreak, despite the silence, despite the waiting, you still believe. And that belief, fragile and flickering, though it might have been at times, is the very thing that's about to unlock the extraordinary. There is an unseen law at work right now, pulling energies into position. Everything in the background of your life has been moving, aligning, preparing. You didn't see it, because transformation doesn't always arrive with fireworks. It often enters like a whisper, like a subtle shift in the wind. But the shift is here. And soon, the invisible will become visible. The internal will become external. The timeline you were born to live will begin to override the one you settled for. Let go of the version of you that was just trying to survive. That version was sacred too. That version carried you through the desert with no map, with nothing but a heartbeat and hope. Honor that version. Thank it. But you're not just meant to survive anymore. You're meant to create, to lead, to move, with the confidence of someone who knows their name has been written into something eternal. Someone who understands that power isn't something you chase, it's something you remember. Your remembering begins here. The veil is thinning. You'll begin to feel it more clearly now, the presence of something greater walking with you, speaking through your intuition, guiding your steps. Don't dismiss the voice within you anymore. That inner pull you feel, it's not imagination, it's instruction. Follow it. Trust it. You are being led, not by fear, but by divine clarity. And the more you follow, the more undeniable the signs will become. You might start seeing things differently. People will show their true colors. Old connections may fade away. Don't mourn them. These shifts aren't punishment, they're purification. The universe is clearing the path for what's truly aligned. Don't hold on to what you've outgrown just because it's familiar. You're not being left behind. You're being launched forward. Yes, it may feel lonely at times. Transformation often begins in isolation. But don't confuse being alone with being forgotten. You haven't been abandoned. You've been set apart. You were never meant to fit into the noise. You are meant to shift the frequency. And the moment you truly embody that, everything changes. You'll begin to notice the shift first in your inner world. A peace will come that has no explanation. A knowing that doesn't require logic. You'll feel lighter, not because your problems disappeared, but because you stopped identifying with them. You'll feel stronger, not because the weight disappeared, but because your spirit remembered how to lift it without being crushed. This is what awakening looks like. Not an escape from reality, but a transformation of it. Your energy will begin to magnetize what's meant for you. Things that used to take years will happen in days. The how will no longer matter, because the who, you, has finally aligned with the frequency of flow. You're not forcing, you're allowing, you're not begging, you're becoming. And when you start walking like the universe is on your side, the universe starts responding like it's always been waiting for you to catch up to your truth. This new path will require courage, the kind of courage that says yes to the unknown, that steps into the void not because it's safe, but because it's sacred. You are walking into uncharted territory, but your soul remembers the way. And the further you walk, the more you'll realize. You were never lost. You were only preparing to remember. There's a reason you've been feeling so much pressure. Diamonds aren't formed in comfort. They are shaped in fire. You are that diamond. And the fire was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to refine you. So stop waiting for someone to hand you permission. Stop looking for a sign to prove your worth. You are the sign. You are the miracle someone else is praying for. And the moment you begin to see yourself through the eyes of the divine is the moment the entire cosmos begins to shift in your favor. Chosen one, what's about to happen is not just an answer. It's an initiation, an elevation, a divine announcement. Your life is about to become unrecognizable, not because of luck, but because you finally aligned with the frequency that was always yours. The time is not coming. The time is now. You've been walking with silence for a while now, haven't you? Carrying truths you couldn't put into words, holding dreams that didn't make sense to the people around you. You learned how to smile with storms in your heart, how to show up when everything inside you was breaking. And now the universe has seen enough. You've passed the test of the unseen. And because of that, you are about to step into the realm of the undeniable. Chosen one, what's about to unfold in your life won't require you to chase, to prove, or to explain. It will be clear, it will be magnetic, and it will be right on time, not according to the calendar of the world, but in alignment with the clock of the cosmos. Because divine timing doesn't run on human logic, it runs on energy. And your energy has just crossed into a frequency that no force can block. You've reached a new level of inner stability. You've stopped reacting to chaos and started responding with clarity. You've stopped begging for acceptance and started moving in purpose. And that subtle shift, that's everything. Because when your inner world transforms, the outer world must follow. Don't be surprised when people you once admired can no longer walk with you. Don't be shocked when old paths no longer excite you. You're not broken, you're evolving. Your frequency is too elevated to stay attached to things that were only meant to carry the previous version of you. This next version needs wings, not chains. There's something sacred happening within you right now. You're learning to walk in your own authority, to speak not from fear, but from fire, to show up not to be chosen, but because you've finally chosen yourself. And in doing so, you've triggered a ripple effect through time, space, and energy. Things are moving in your favor even as you read these words. Opportunities that were blocked before will now feel strangely effortless. Conversations that once drained you will begin to fall away. You'll find yourself pulled to new ideas, new people, new atmospheres, and it won't be random. It will be the realignment, the evidence that your vibration has finally reached a level where the old you cannot follow. But this next level also comes with a deeper responsibility. You are now the carrier of energy that impacts everything around you. Your words heal, your silence speaks, your presence shifts rooms, and you must treat that power with reverence. You must protect your energy not out of fear, but out of wisdom. Not everyone can hold what you carry, and not everyone should. You are not arrogant for walking away from what drains you. You are not cold for setting boundaries that protect your growth. You are not selfish for saying no to what your soul never agreed to. These are signs that you've stepped into your true role as a steward of your destiny, and the universe celebrates that. From now on, you're not moving based on comfort. You're moving based on alignment. You'll begin to notice something strange in the coming days. As you honor your energy, as you walk with integrity and power, doors will open without you knocking. Things you used to pray for will begin to appear quietly, beautifully, naturally, not because you forced them, but because you became them. You won't need to chase what's meant for you. You'll only need to stay aligned with who you truly are. But understand this: the miracle isn't the thing that arrives. It's the version of you that finally became ready to receive it. Because the truth is, the blessing isn't the destination. It's the reflection of the work you did in silence. The choice to rise when you could have stayed bitter. The decision to trust when everything said, give up. That strength didn't come from the outside. It came from your own soul. That's why you're unstoppable now. So as things begin to unfold, fast, wild, and beautifully, don't forget the stillness that got you here. Don't forget the nights you cried and still chose light. Don't forget the darkness that taught you how to glow. Because what's about to happen next isn't random. It's reward, sacred, divine, and fully deserved. You've walked through fire without losing your softness. You've carried weight without losing your light. That is power. That is grace. That is proof that what's coming isn't just for you, it's through you. You are a vessel, a chosen one, and the time has come to see what happens when nothing holds you back anymore. You're not just stepping into a new chapter. You are becoming the chapter the world didn't know it was waiting for. There is a moment in every chosen soul's life when the inner fire stops asking for permission. That moment is now. You are not waiting anymore. You are becoming. And it's no longer something you try to do. It's something that happens as naturally as breathing, because you finally remembered who you are underneath it all. For so long, you were told to dim your light, to be quiet, to wait your turn. But deep down, even when you obeyed, something inside you knew. You were never meant to blend in. You were built to awaken things. You were sent here to move energies, to shift atmospheres, to be a walking reminder of what's possible when faith meets alignment. So here's what's happening now. The universe is revealing to you what was always yours. It's not bringing you new things. It's returning what was originally assigned to you, but you couldn't have handled it before. You were still doubting yourself, still negotiating your worth, still shrinking to fit into places that were never big enough for your spirit. But now, look at you. You no longer explain your light. You embody it. You no longer chase validation. You carry truth. And because of this, the spiritual inheritance that's been waiting for you is now flowing toward you without resistance. Doors that were locked for years are now sensing your arrival. They're unlocking themselves, not because you forced them, but because the frequency you now carry matches the key they were built to respond to. You were not forgotten. You were simply in preparation. That preparation felt like loss. It felt like confusion, like rejection, like silence. But it wasn't any of those things. It was training, cosmic training. You had to be stripped of who the world told you to be so you could remember who you were before fear rewrote your name. That name is returning now, not the one the world gave you, but the one heaven whispered when you were born. The name that carries codes, fire, calling, the name that makes mountains bow and storms part. You may not hear it with your ears, but your soul recognizes it every time you align with your truth. Every time you speak with courage. Every time you walk forward when nothing makes sense except the knowing in your chest. You are now on that path, and it will not be easy, but it will be sacred. You will be misunderstood, not because you are wrong, but because you are rare. You will feel alone at times, not because you're lost, but because few can walk where you're going. But don't let that shake you. Let it refine you. You are not here to be average. You are here to activate things in others simply by being real. And that realness is the gateway to your greatest becoming. You'll feel the pull more often now, a sense that something is about to shift. Sometimes without knowing what, sometimes without knowing how. Don't resist that feeling. Don't suppress it. That is your higher self, communicating directly with the energy of what's coming. The version of you that already holds the miracle is reaching backward in time and pulling you forward. And the more you surrender to it, the faster the merge becomes. You are in the merge now. Your inner world is collapsing timelines. Your future is no longer a distant thing. It's beginning to bleed into your present. That's why you feel bursts of peace, sudden clarity, waves of emotion. These are not mood swings. These are dimensional alignments. They're evidence that your soul is expanding beyond what the world can see. But stay grounded. As this expansion unfolds, you'll be tempted to either rush it or doubt it. Don't do either. Let it flow. Stay rooted in who you've become. Protect your rituals. Guard your peace. Speak life over your days, and trust deeply that what is yours can no longer be blocked. Not because it's easy, but because you're finally ready. Ready to carry the responsibility that comes with your calling. Ready to be seen, not for who you pretended to be, but for who you truly are. Ready to serve, to lead, to hold space, not for approval, but because the world needs what only you can bring. And it will see it soon. You're not just stepping into a moment. You're stepping into the reason you were born, the reason you couldn't quit, the reason the battles were so fierce. You're not imagining things, chosen one. The shift is real. The evidence is coming, and nothing can stop what has already begun in you. There comes a moment when the stars stop watching and start aligning. That moment is now. You're no longer standing at the edge. You've already crossed. The shift isn't coming. You are the shift. And this time, nothing is being delayed. Nothing is being taken away for your protection. Nothing is being postponed for more healing. Because finally, you're ready. ready to receive, not just survive, ready to live, not just wait, ready to rise, not just recover. This entire journey has never been about achieving some faraway dream. It's been about activating the one truth that changes everything. You already are the thing you've been waiting for. The miracles, the abundance, the breakthroughs, they aren't coming from outside you. They've been coded inside you since the beginning. But it took the pain to reveal the power. It took the silence to awaken the sound. It took being broken open to realize you were never broken at all. You were being carved into a vessel that could hold the magnitude of what's to come. And now, that vessel is full of light, full of knowing, full of unshakable truth. So let it spill, let it pour. Let your presence become the flood that redefines what's possible. Because what's about to happen next will not make sense to the mind. It will only make sense to the soul. You will find yourself in places you didn't plan, but feel like home. You'll receive offers that seem too good, but feel exactly right. You'll attract people who feel like déjà vu, because they are. Soul contracts being fulfilled, old circles closing, new timelines opening. You are not imagining the synchronicities. You are not reading into the signs too much. You're finally seeing clearly. And what you're seeing is this: you were never behind. You were never too late. You were never forgotten. You were hidden. For a reason. You had to be. Your light was too rare, too raw, too real to be exposed before it was protected, before it was anchored, before you knew how to carry it with wisdom, not fear. And now you do. Now you are the walking evidence that silence is sacred, that waiting is power, that healing is the bravest thing a soul can choose, because you chose to evolve instead of escape. You chose to grow instead of shrink. You chose to surrender instead of control. And that choice rewrote your destiny. Don't expect people to understand what's about to happen to you. Don't expect them to cheer when your expansion challenges their comfort. Some will fall away, and they must, not because of hate, but because of frequency. Your soul is calling you higher now, and higher ground demands a lighter load. So travel light, walk free, speak only what aligns, move only when it's a yes from your soul. That's how you protect the path. That's how you protect your power. Because your power is no longer hidden. It is no longer potential. It is no longer one day. It is now. It is rising. And it is unstoppable. Things are going to unfold fast now. What once felt stuck will suddenly flow. What once felt impossible will become the obvious next step. Not because the world changed, but because you did. Your internal reality is now the most magnetic force in your life. You no longer attract from need. You attract from truth. You no longer manifest from fear. You manifest from knowing. And what you know now, deep in your bones, is that nothing real will ever miss you. Nothing sacred will ever leave you. Nothing meant for your soul will ever need to be chased. All you need to do is stay in the energy of who you've become. Stay faithful to your frequency. Stay committed to your clarity. Stay in love with the version of you that refused to give up, even when everything said quit. Because that version just unlocked the future. And it's not just any future. It's one where you lead with light, speak with fire, walk with purpose. It's a future where you no longer settle for almost, for maybe, for next time. It's a future where you rise without asking, receive without guilt, and shine without apology. It's the future that was always waiting. And now, chosen one, you're walking in it. The universe doesn't echo silence unless it's preparing to shout something sacred. And right now, In this precise breath, you are standing in the gravity of a moment that few will ever comprehend. Most won't see it. Even fewer will understand it. But your soul knows something irreversible has happened. This isn't just about feeling better. This is about becoming undeniable. A turning point has silently passed, and you're already on the other side of it. There's no going back to smallness, no returning to pretending. The frequency of almost has been dismantled, and the age of alignment has taken its place. Every cell in your being is adjusting now, not to what you used to be, but to the magnitude of who you've just become. This is why things suddenly feel different. Even if you can't explain it with words, your inner compass has shifted. Your instincts are sharper. Your boundaries are firmer. Your soul no longer craves what once distracted it. You're no longer reaching. You're radiating. You're no longer chasing. You're drawing in. You are the magnet now, the source, the beacon. And what's responding to you now isn't luck, it's law. Because your alignment has become your address, and everything with your name on it is in motion toward you. Not because you demanded it, but because you became the version of yourself who can sustain it. Do you feel it? The quiet confidence that doesn't need to be explained. The divine detachment from outcomes because you know who you are. The pure presence that silences every internal war before it even starts. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. You're not waiting on miracles anymore. You're walking as one. This is a reality shift so permanent, even your past won't recognize you. You've become unrecognizable to your old limitations, foreign to your fears. You've outgrown every loop that tried to convince you you were stuck. And now, the atmosphere around you is bending to the shape of your expansion. Yes, your expansion now alters reality. And as it does, don't be surprised when the universe starts offering you things that seem impossible. You'll hear whispers of opportunity that feel too good to be true. You'll witness rapid changes that defy logic. You'll meet souls who seem to have known you for lifetimes. This isn't magic. This is alignment. This is prophecy remembering its path. You're not in the waiting room anymore. You're in the revealing. And what's being revealed is not just the next chapter. It's the truth you've been carrying for lifetimes. This soul of yours is ancient. It didn't just come here to hope. It came to fulfill, to ignite, to embody. And now, you're finally safe enough within yourself to do just that. So here is your charge. Do not shrink when things accelerate. Do not question the goodness that's pouring in. Do not sabotage the peace you've created just because chaos used to be familiar. You are no longer a storm chaser. You are the calm. You are no longer the seeker. You are the source. And from this place, this holy stillness, you will manifest realities that not only change your life, but awaken others who were waiting to see someone like you do it first. You are now someone else's proof. And that is why the universe poured into you the way it did. Not for vanity, not for ego, but for divine responsibility. You are a lighthouse now, and your light will lead others home. Do not dim it. Do not question it. And above all, do not underestimate how powerful you've become simply by surviving with your soul intact. What's next is not a reward. It's a recognition, a sacred acknowledgement that you passed tests no one saw, healed wounds no one knew, and held faith when it made no sense to believe. So if things start arriving faster than expected, if beauty begins to bloom where you once saw only ashes, if your very presence starts opening doors without knocking, just remember, this is what happens when a soul finally steps into its full authority. You are no longer becoming. You are. And this world has never seen anything quite like you. There was a time when you begged the sky to send you answers. There was a time when silence felt like abandonment. But now, the silence feels holy, because you've realized something so few ever do. The guidance is already inside you. The signs are encoded in your breath. The roadmap is hidden in the beat of your own heart. You are not lost. You never were. You were simply remembering. And now that the remembering has returned, the fog has lifted. The illusions you once clung to now fall away like old skin. The identities that kept you small feel like costumes you've outgrown. What used to feel like home now feels like limitation, not because it was bad, but because it was never the destination. It was only the cocoon. But you, chosen one, you were always meant to fly, and now you are. Do you feel the lightness? It's not because everything outside you is perfect. It's because something within you is finally aligned. Aligned with truth. Aligned with flow. Aligned with the version of you that no longer negotiates your worth. And now that you're here, now that you've reached this frequency, the entire timeline bends in your favor. The waiting ends. The detours dissolve. The energies that once resisted your light either elevate with you or exit your life entirely, not as punishment, as protection, because you can no longer be around people, places, or patterns that require you to dim. You are too bright now. And that brightness, it's divine, it's disruptive, it's destined. It walks into every room and recalibrates the atmosphere. Not because you're trying, but because you are. You carry codes now. You carry clarity now. You carry a frequency that makes the unseen real. And the world will feel it. Some will be drawn to you like a flame in the night. Others may reject what they can't yet understand. Let them. That has nothing to do with your journey. Because from this point on, you are not asking for permission. You are not auditioning for love. You are not seeking validation for your path. You know who you are. You know what you carry. You know why you're here. And every time you act from that knowing, you shift reality for everyone around you. This is why things feel different now. You're not just living. You're leading. You're leading by frequency. You're leading by presence. You're leading by the silent power of someone who remembers who they are. And here's the most beautiful part. You don't have to try. You don't have to push. You don't have to prove. You just have to be. Because your being is encoded with power. Your presence is laced with prophecy. And your every breath is a ripple that reaches the edges of the unseen world. So take up space. Walk tall. Speak with fire and gentleness all at once. You've earned this frequency. You've earned this peace. You've earned this version of you. And now you are keeping it. No more reverting. No more self-abandonment. No more pretending you're less than the miracle you are. This is you, unleashed, undeniable, unstoppable. And now your story continues, not as a battle, but as a blessing. Not as a test, but as a testimony. Because you didn't just survive the storm. You became the eye of it. You didn't just break cycles. You became the blueprint. You didn't just wait for the light. You became it. So walk, chosen one. Walk with the rhythm of someone who knows they're divinely backed. Speak with the depth of someone who remembers lifetimes of wisdom. And love with the heart of someone who has found heaven within. Because from this moment on, you're not chasing fate, you're carrying it.